Yeah, there are many ways to teach hitting, and today we're going to present our way of teaching it. Since there are a lot of ways, different ways of teaching it, any way that it's taught, it must be understood by the guy that's got the bat in his hand, because otherwise it doesn't make much difference what you're saying. So we think it's important that the first starting point is to talk about hitting terms, to define what you're going to be using as words to describe each one of the fundamentals of hitting. And what we've tried to do, and we do this in pitching and almost every other phase of our coaching, is that if we have a term, we'd like for that term to paint a picture for the player. So if we're talking about inside to inside, we want him to see a picture of his feet lined up so they're balanced inside to inside. So what we'll do today to start off the hitting program here is to show each one of these terms that we're going to be talking about, and in doing that we're actually teaching hitting. So the first term will be inside to inside, and Steve Pers, one of our assistant coaches here, will demonstrate what inside to inside is. You notice when he's hitting, his feet are well balanced. The weight's on the inside of the back foot. It's going to transfer to the weight going to the inside of the front foot. That's inside to inside. There's nothing, if you turn facing the dugout, so you can see his knees are inward. There's nothing that bows out. The weight doesn't get outside his feet. That's an athletic position. We think that's really important to hitting. It's called balance, and it's called a good weight transfer. Next thing is a soft stride, and that has to do with a good balanced position. As Steve leads off there with his foot, he takes it out and sets it down, and it's not a hard clamping move. It's just a very soft stride. The weight's still on his back foot, and he's presenting his front foot out there to get ready to hit. So when we say soft stride to somebody, that's exactly what we mean, is stride and keep the weight on the inside of your front foot. Another term this is a Charlie Lau term, he uses this, he says walk away from your hands. As you stride, you walk away from your hands. It's just another way of saying get your hands back. Keep your hands back. Get your hands in a launch position. Get your hands in a ready position. Charlie's way of saying it was walk away from your hands. It's the same thing, means the same thing, but that's essential to good hitting. If you have a hitter that drifts with his hands as he goes forward, he's a guy susceptible to all kinds of pitches. He struggles to hit. The guy keeps his hands back is a good hitter. The enemy of any hitter is moving his hands too quickly, drifting up with that weight. Another term that's really important in ours is plane of the ball. And what that has to do with is where the ball is and how the bat presents itself to the ball. Now that's in the plane. He's getting the bat head in the plane of the ball, and he's going to stay in the plane of the ball as long as he possibly can. Now go into the plane in an odd direction. Now he's into the plane real quick. Now he's hit down on the ball too much. If he goes down too much, he's in the plane, out of the plane very much. And anybody could see that if you swung a bat like that consistently, you would not drive the ball the way you want to. Now, there's another way of putting this. To get in the plane, you make a U-turn with your hands. You make a U-turn, no matter what he does, he makes a little U-turn in there. If he goes down to get a low pitch, there's a U-turn. If he goes up to get there's a little shorter U-turn. It's a little bitty U that he draws with his hands to get him into the plane of the ball. But good hitters have a knack of getting the bat head into the plane of that ball and staying in it long enough to drive it into the outfield.